here, 3v3 Typhon Arena, blue team. It's BbBoS as a tech marine starts off range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair. Alongside, Slaaneshi Cacophony is an Inquisitor, offensive commander, lots of great stuns and snares and control goodness. She begins in melee combat but can get a ranged weapon or two. And rounding off this blue team, it's Bulbus as a plague champion, starts off range combat damage over time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility, and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow. Red team, the king of pythons, is a chaos lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Some very good offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. Alongside, it's Morgan MLG man as a war boss, a melee commander that walks through objects, very angry, some good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Just looking for something to bash. And rounding off the red team, it's Adila as a Farseer support commander that fights in melee combat. Awesome buffs with some debuffs and control abilities too. Looks like he's waiting to engage that plague champion perhaps. Now it's January, which it seems is when Nurgle always blesses me with some kind of ailment, so my throat is very poor right now. So if you hear or rather don't hear me on the microphone, it's probably because I've muted it so I can cough some of my lungs up. And yes, I have multiple lungs, so that would be why. That's also why I've not been casting much recently. Mostly been doing those, oh down goes that turret, mostly be doing those live point of view games since they are much easier on my voice to do. But we'll see how we get through this one. Got double dire Avengers for Adila already, with aspect of the Avenger on both of those guys. Double shooters, nothing out of the ordinary all around. Bulbus with double CSM. Might get caught here though by a grenade if Adila can get closer. We know he's awesome at throwing those things. We have a bunch of streamers in this game, I've just realised. BbBoS streams quite regularly. Slaaneshi Cacophony also sometimes streams. Elite mod, that is, I'm talking about here. Morgan MLG man, also known as Adeptus Nubus, often streams. And Adila sometimes streams too, and I'll put all those details in the description for you. Mainly because I don't remember their URLs, and because that'll be much easier for you to click them and follow them and all that kind of thing. I mean, among these four, you should be finding someone who's streaming every night. I think BbBoS streams very regularly. Elite mod games. Down go those, what were those? Oh, shooter boys. We've got some looters on the field for Adeptus Nubus, also known as Morgan MLG man. Sets them up, takes a few shots on the sentinel, but blue team will already take the bottom. So the key with Typhon Arena at the bottom is, well, it sounds obvious, you need to force off the opponent and still be in the position to consolidate yourself afterwards. And if that happens and you can consolidate yourself well enough, you get the stalemates at the bottom. But if each engagement is very tough on both armies and they need to retreat out even after winning it, that's when you get those big back and forth crazy Typhon Arena matches. So we'll see what goes on here. Blue team are going to take this southwest contested VP right here, and that's a quick double cap. Red team taking a natural back, but the tech marine is being annoying. That was, what was that? Was that killed a weak? It didn't seem to gain health. Some dead marines here. Ultramarines for BbBoS. Is this the DLC? It is the DLC from Relic. Still looking pretty damn awesome. Unfortunately, the tech marine doesn't get any cool outfit. Or armor, I should say. Not really an outfit, is it? Another multi-last turret up. The heretics. Oh, he's just scuttled it or salvaged it or whatever you want to say. Guess he thought it was going down there. Spotters doing their thing. Look at that. A prime target. Didn't quite disrupt the looters. Unlucky not to get a bit of domino knockback on them perhaps. Tier 2 for King of Pythons. That is a very quick tier 1. Not even 5 minutes, was it? I don't actually have my timer going as I usually do. Completely forgot. Devastators taking shots. Point blank range with those vengeance rounds going. 483 to 390. It's a 1-to-1 cap. Got some Havocs for Bulbus. Classic Chaos build. Double CSM into Havocs. Can't go much wrong with that. It's all about your timings of when you get Eternal War up. Looks like he's gone for Eternal War early here. I'm more tempted to get into tier 2 with double CSM Havocs flat, and then maybe get Eternal War up in tier 2 after you've responded to whatever's coming. Inquisitor with Holy Brazier. We've seen how awesome this thing is in the hands of Noisy. Holy Pie is so great, and he's also got Interrogator's armor up. Sluggers go down in retreat. There's that damage over time bolter doing its thing for the Plague Champion. Meanwhile, top Devastators for BbBoS breaking a power node for the Emperor. Was for the Emperor. They got a bunch of zeal for it. What was that? It's the Smoke Shell. Can get their Incendiary Shell in tier 2, of course. Also comes along with a damage buff to the basic Mortar Shell, and in tier 3 they can get an even further damage buff. And I think all of those things, both of those upgrades only cost requisition, so it's typically worth it to get them up pretty quickly. The Incendiary Shell especially can be pretty nasty. Uh-oh, grenades going in. Wiping out the Havocs, nicely done from Adila. He's got some shuriken action going. There's a Webway Gate too. This Webway Gate is able to infiltrate units. That's what the Farseer Webway Gate can do. All got something a bit fancy about them. What's he doing? Oh, he's capping. Devastators are going to cover this. He's going to be really nasty and put a turret up. He's floating tons and over 1,000 wreck in tier 1. Must have lost one marine and that was it. This guy here. That's pretty crazy. Guess did he not buy any generators? Oh, generators are going down here. And he didn't buy any of those. So at least he's in a good position to replace any lost generators. King of Pythons already has a Blood Crusher up and out and rampaging across the field. It's at the bottom right now. Nicely done. One thing you can use a Blood Crusher really well is to get it out early and then take it to the other side of the map. They're super not expecting it then. We got some replacement sluggers for Morgan. There's that Holy Pyre going off. She is suppressed though by the Death Gun. That's pretty nasty. Hammer of the Witches though does not allow her to get into combat, but did some good hold up play there. 483 to 290. It's a double cap for blue. Morgan, I guess a weird boy here. You would go for. He's going for some stick bombers. Another good choice. We've got some Wraith Guard alongside him as well from Adila, and alongside the guide support and Doom and stuff. Things might explode very, very quickly. She's got the rune armor up. 483 to 271. Tier 2 now for the blue team. Pretty late getting there. A lot of pressure on this mid power, although it has been built up now. BbBoS did not build those gens though. Although Slaaneshi, in fact all of these players have a whole bunch of requisition. But they're late to tier 2. Blood Crusher's been up for a good 3 or 4 minutes, I think. Maybe not quite that long. Devastator in point blank range is now going to be tied up. 90 DPS or so heavy melee with no splash of course, but pretty dangerous nonetheless. Chaos Lord getting a bit too excited. He does have Armored Inferno, which is pretty exciting. War Boss getting really, really angry with the power node. He's got the angry bits up, making him even angrier. CSM, do they get away? Heretics chasing. One more hit. No, they do get away. They get away with 2 models. No, 1 model. Blood Crusher's doing a hell of a lot of work for the red team, but Python, or King of Pythons I should say, has completely abandoned the top pretty much. BbBoS able to easily cap it up with his relatively small army here. He's going for a plasma cannon now. Tactical Marines into devs. Did he not have double Tactical Marines? Am I imagining things? I might be imagining things. Bloodletters are capping. If he did, then he lost them, didn't he, somewhere? Oh, look at that. Blue team have a full power top. Plague Marines on the way for Bulbus. And we've got Stormtroopers for Slaaneshi. Chosen Plague Marines might be pretty good. They can run in, or maybe rather jog lightly into those Wraith Guard and tie them up. Well, not very quick, are they? Some Nurgle worship. Stick bombers are going to be pretty damn good, keeping these double CSM exploded and knocked all over the place. Maybe the fist for the Plague Champion as a defensive tool would be pretty good here, completely wiping out the power. 462 to 230. Really strange game with King of Pythons spending a lot of time at the bottom. I think he's going top now though. Yeah, the Blood Crusher and the Bloodletter's top. So he's going to want that Khorne worship support. Dreadnought on the way for BbBoS. Maybe multi-melter Dread. Don't see him all that often, and they're pretty damn cool to see. Marching around, exploding stuff into bits. Wraithguard doing their thing now. Should run in and tie them up with your Plague Champion, but he's not trying it. He's best backing away. At least he's not standing there. But now he turns around and forces melee combat with everything. Poor play from Bulbus, but he gets them out of there at least. Oh, actually took down the Spirit Seal leader. They seem to die so quickly. Dreadnought hitting the field. You might have heard its vocal there. I love the Dreadnought voice. There it is. The Ultramarine Dreadnought is awesome. It's got a dead Tyranid warrior on it. Warrior even. So much pressure from red bottom. Decapping this power. They've bashed this at least 2 times, I think. Might see a big engagement top. Dreadnought is making its way. If King of Pythons knew there was a Dreadnought, I'm sure he'd engage right now. He's got double Marquezine CSM. Nothing he has is really going to help against his Dreadnought now. Now he's spotted it. How does he respond? Did he just back away? Bloodletter's in retreat and he does back away. I think that's smart. Plasma Cannon goes off. Hits the Chaos Lord pretty damn well. He's still got those Devastators there. So King of Pythons quite obviously needs some anti-vehicle here. And Havoc's with a Las Cannon, I think, would be the way to go. Blood Crusher, ouch, takes a big shot from that Plasma Cannon. Kicking off at the bottom big time. Sentinel taking hits from the Wraithguard. Falcon on the field now for Adila, giving that infield reinforcement for his team at the bottom. But he's forced off. Well done, blue team. Hit back pretty well there. Did not think they were going to be able to do that. What let them do that? I guess stick bombers. No, wrong team, you moron. I guess spotters doing their thing maybe. But they're off the field there. It seems like Bulbus just brute forced his way in, which the Plague Champion is pretty good at. Does he have his Mucus Discharge? He does not. How did they break those Wraithguard? I wasn't even paying attention. Maybe the Heretics just got in on them there. 389214. Super pro level casting. Not paying attention to the engagements very well. Oh, stick bombs burning stuff up. I saw that. These guys down to 5 models now. Was that a direct hit from the Plague Marines? Nurgle smiles every time that happens. Oh, shooters getting ripped to shreds by Bloodletters. These are Bulbuses and down they go. I guess it was the Bloodletters that did some work before. Did not even notice them on the field until right now. Falcon hanging back as it should, I guess. Oh, there's that incendiary shell. Blue team rocking bottom now. And look at the top, they're going to get a triple. They do have a triple, in fact. 389 to 160. And this Dreadnought has completely changed things. And it does have a multi-melter, awesome. Got a melee Tech Marine also, which is really fun to see. Bionic, Refractor Field, and the Axe. We'll see how this pans out. Las Cannon now getting shots. Blood Crusher tying up that Dreadnought so it can't fire. That incredibly dangerous multi-melter also loses its melee resistance, and the Dreadnought's going to go down pretty easily here. Why did he not tie up the Las Cannon? Maybe he didn't notice it, or he couldn't path to it or something. Or he just wanted to kill some CSM, which is a possibility. These guys down to 1 model, but loses his Dreadnought. Overextended it there. I mean, he must have known King of Pythons was going to come back with a Las Cannon. Keep that Dreadnought back. 389 to 99. Much easier said than done, though, of course, to keep your walkers safe. I've certainly lost a fair amount of the things. The Farseer gets away. She is fully kitted out. Gravity Blade will help against those Bloodletters and Heretics. Rune Armor and Spirit Stones. Stick Bombs not quite hitting, as well as Adeptus Nubus would have liked, or Morgan MLG Man, whatever his name is. Sentinel backing away. Level 2. Got the missile launcher. Want to keep that thing alive. Falcon getting some repairs. And Wraithguard bashing their own power there, I think. Bloodletter's teleporting in. It's all kicking off at the bottom. Looted tank getting shots. Can't keep the Bloodletters off. Ow, that was a really painful shot. hit all 4 models completely bunched up, I think. What's going on top here? Chaos Lord has managed to go all the way across the map at the top and cap blue team's natural. Look at that, 2 to 1. Switched around pretty quick. 386, 77. Tier 3 for Bulbus. Tier 3, obviously, for Morgan. He's got that tank up. And Tier 3 for Slaaneshi. He's got a bunch of wreck. Might want a Baneblade for the bottom there, but Leman Russes are more than awesome. They'll let us turn around. There we go. Uh-oh. Might lose these guys if he's not careful. Smacking around those Devastators pretty wild though. Tech Marine is forced to retreat. Bloodlet is staying in play. Nicely judged by King of Pythons, providing he gets these guys out of trouble. There is the Warp Shift, so they won't take any damage. Plasma Cannon did not hit them in a way. And Red Team retaking bottom. Back and forth here. Back and forth. Demon Russ on the way for Slaaneshi. Tier 3 for Bulbus. So it's the 2 top players, as it were, who are still in Tier 2. Another Dreadnought for BbBoS. King of Pythons still has that Lascan. I'm not sure why you'd go for another Dreadnought. Maybe he wants... he's going to keep it melee and just be a bit better at tying up that las cannon, but still risky, I think. He's got the las cannon now. You can make it a bit more unuseful, is that a word? By not getting any more vehicles up until you take it down. Triple cap for red. Wraithguard level 2 getting their Wraithbone, which makes them even more of an annoying thing to deal with. Plague Champion has absolutely nothing, he's at level 3. Slugger's coming to bash. Nicely done by Morgan, not resting on his laurels. He's coming around to pressure some power, make the blue team move around and defend. Oh, Nurgle nuke. Ate some Wraithguard, but they do get away, and the looters get away. Not sure if it wiped anything. It might have. Eldar can be a squishy bunch. I don't remember. Oh, maybe it took down a shuriken cannon or something. Stormtroopers with that assault kit can't do a whole lot against, ouch, a looted tank, but that Leman Russ sure can. Sentinel trying to chase it down with missile launcher, but I think it's too far away now unless it runs right into base, which is a possibility. The Leman Russ might do that. I mean, you know it's low. Why not chase it down? It's just sitting there too. Leman Russ, I think, is going to finish it off here. There we go. Nicely done, Slaaneshi. 215, 77. Dreadnought getting repairs. It is in its melee state, taking hits from the las cannon, which now needs to move up. And the Devastator las cannon is gonna go down. No, gets away. Oh, Bloodletters might not make it though. That Flamer not quite enough to finish them off. Now the las cannon can continue getting shots, but the Blood Crusher might be done for. It's now in Pawn Worship, and he gets it away. Don't send it back in there, King of Pythons. Well done. He's setting up his engagements pretty well here. CSM far away from a las cannon, so if the Tech Marine does get a special attack like that, he's not going to disrupt all 3 of them though. Uh-oh, Blood Crusher is going to go down. Plague Marines, there we go. Assist from Bulbus coming all the way at the top here. Trying to finish off the Chaos Lord, but he does get away. What did Pythons lose there? Blood Crusher and Bloodletters. I guess the Bloodletters got on retreat. Oh, Leman Russ down to 4 hit points. Just a touch from the War Boss. Just needs a touch. With that Power Claw, boom, there we go. That must have been pretty satisfying. Level 2 now with heavy armor and Angry Bits. Plus 900 hit points from this thing. Is up to 1866 at level 2. It's pretty insane. Remains of a Dreadnought. Heretics capping. Or rather decapping. These are Bulbuses, of course. Another Dreadnought from BbBoS. I like all these Dreadnoughts, but now he's going to have to contend with the Phobos. He still does have his las cannon though. That's going to be a pretty cool fight. Double Dreadnoughts and a las cannon versus a Phobos. He could get the Orbs of the Omnisire up, of course, to help out with that. Great and clean one on the way for Bulbus, and Adeptus Nubus has a Nob squad up, and they're going top. He's got that Nob leader first. Las cannon sets up. He might wait for the Phobos to push. Yeah, it's just going to take his natural back. Why push without the Phobos? Adila building a sneaky Eldar webway gate. Red team still have the bottom. It's up to blue team to push an area now. Red team can kind of dance around their heavily defended areas and pressure the power here and there maybe. They don't need to push en masse against a heavily defended area, which is what BbBoS is going to have at top with double dreadnoughts. There's that Purgatus. Down goes the Farseer. Inquisitor level 3. She's got her mandate. She ain't afraid of nothing. Great and Clean One going to hit the field momentarily, and here is the Land Raider Phobos. It's not stuck on the gate, is it? Don't be stuck, Mr. Phobos. Don't think that can be a thing. Just hasn't moved it. There we go. Now he's moving it. Ish. What is he up to? Is it stuck? This is amazing driving. Oh, maybe it is stuck. No, no. That's really unfortunate. 128 to 63. I don't think I've ever seen a vehicle get stuck on the webway gate before. I can't believe I looked at it and spotted that before Typhon said something. So they need some friendly fire to destroy that gate, which might not be too easy. I mean, you can throw stick bombs at it, throw some Eldar grenades on it. 11363 would be so useful right here. That's a multi-motor dread and a melee dreadnought. That is so awesome. Las Cannon trying to get shots but is now tied up. Nob Squad doing their thing, but they're fighting the wrong dreadnought here. Oh, they're going after the Tech Marine, in fact. That was, of course, a Khorne nuke. Khorne nuke? It's the red one. Lots of blood and stuff and fire. What is this guy doing with his dreadnought? Trying to take out this Las Cannon. He might do so. Boom. Smack. Oh, that's a special attack. Yes, he can still do specials with a ranged weapon. That's a pretty damn good special still. Nob Squad. Wow, that's close. 40 hit points and they get away. Here comes the Phobos. They got it out of there. What did they use? We will never know. But that's good. It's back on the field, although Pythons really could have used it in that engagement. He did come out on top with some help from Morgan. BbBoS losing another dreadnought, but the other does get away. 92-48 all of a sudden. VP's incredibly low. Single cap for blue. Grey and Clean One getting some Nurgle worship. And has full energy, so doesn't need to eat a heretic, though he might do so in a way. He's hungry. Look at him. They bash power completely? Yep. Blue team needs to support top then. It's up to Slaaneshi to get up there with Lumen Russ and spotters, level 3 spotters with their heavy mortar cannon, which is the tier 3 upgrade for it. Uh-oh. Nob Squad are right there. Red team utilizing their gates, and why not? Really good on most 3v3 maps. On most maps, full stop, I think. Lumen Russ doing its thing, has the Vanquisher cannon. Dreadnought is done for, I think. Fully momentum. Nobs with BbBoS support using his claw. Down goes that Dreadnought. BbBoS might struggle to get the top back. And as I said many times, it can be incredibly difficult and frustrating to try and assault a standing army up these stairs. That's all you've got to go up. Unless you go all the way around and assault from this direction. Not easy. 60-41. Red team with a 2-to-1 cap. Morgan is down to a Nob Squad and some very, very lucky sluggers. Or brave. Or smart. Which one is it? They're running away there though with the Nob leader. BbBoS saw something that made him angry. I think it was Space Marines. He's going to come and slice and dice. Or chop and mop. He's got user choppers and Ardboys. See how long he can last in it. Might take this Tech Marine down. Oh, maybe not. He's in retreat. Should be okay though. Those buffs, of course, stay active on retreating units. A really good use for Ardboys is to save something as it's retreating. Might get chased down by that Lumen Russ. We shall see. Looks like he's okay though. Phobos doing its thing. All those las cannons. Well, 2 twin-link las cannons, which is a lot of las cannons. Oh, there's a Noxious Cloud. Plague Champion can't quite get the cap. 25 to 41. It's all up to this fight, I think. Red team might be able to grab this. Bloodletters, I don't think are going to finish the cap, but there's something decapping there. I think it's the Plague Marines. Uh-oh, friendly fire grenade on those knobs, but they do not get the decap there. 10 to 41. Look at that Falcon doing work. Is that another Dreadnought? It is. The 4th Dreadnought from BbBoS. He did not get tier 3. Uh-oh, rocket run. That's pretty nasty. Does not quite catch this lone Dire Avenger in the second run. And blue team are going to cap this and get a 2 to 1. They've got the bottom sewn up with a great and clean one eating anything that gets close as the foul snare. The damage is slightly delayed, as you see there, so they die a little bit after. I'm not sure what that is about, but it's always been that way. Slaaneshi has tons of resources. Saving for a Baneblade, I guess, which is a pretty damn risky strategy. Could get some Cacophony or Leman Russes up, but he's determined to get that Baneblade, I guess. We'll see if he can. Needs 10 more power or so. Chaos Predator tank for King of Pythons on the way. 4 to 23. Great and clean one, holding the line. Now has some support. Heretic should be worshipping, I think, not trying to get in there. There we go. Nicely done. Takes down the Chaos Lord. That's an Eldritch from Adila, obviously. Kept things at bay, but that was either sheer luck or amazing reactions from Slaaneshi to keep that Leman Russ back. Even moved it back a little bit, I think. Not just stopped it to keep it away from the Eldritch there. Great and clean one doing some work. Takes down 2 of the heroes, but also taking huge amounts of damage from the double Makosine CSM. That's a Hell Fury. I thought there's another rocket run coming in. I was going to say, that's pretty damn quick. So Slaaneshi is not purchasing anything. Could be a massive mistake. He's got tons of resources here. Both the naturals in their respective hands. There's the 2 to 1 for blue. I thought it was all over for him. Now, right back into this game, and that's a Khorne nuke from King of Pythons, the second one we've seen. Even Russ does not get away. Great and clean one gets away, but he's struggling to manage his units in amongst this abyss here. The Imperial Abyss, as it's called. Not the Imperial Abyss, as some people think it is if they just watch the videos and hear me say it. Tech Marine doing his thing. 4 to 2. Single cap for blue, and they win the game. Wow, a bug, says Bulbus. Not sure what bug he had. Maybe he was trying to use Foul Snare to pull something off a cap and it didn't go off. Look at the decimated armies at the end of the game. Blue team pulling it out the bag. Wow, how often do you lose 3 Dreadnoughts and win still? Awesome stuff. Let's look at the heroes. Level 7 Tech Marine, level 6 Inquisitor, a level 5 Plague Champion from Bulbus, a level 5 Chaos Lord down. All 3 commanders on the red team down. In fact, level 3 War Boss and a level 6 Farseer. There have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And go and check out these streamers here in the description.